All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another day, another episode of the Adventures of No. All right, we're going to be continuing our Get eBay Sales History program, and we're going to jump right into it. I made lots and lots of changes while you weren't looking, so again, try to catch up, try to stay caught up, try to understand. I'll try to do my best to explain things the best that I can, I guess. So, as always, dependencies come first. I believe I added OS. I believe I added CSV. I may have added traceback. I added import pandas as PD, so we can work on our data frame a little bit, or so we can just iterate through the data frame that we created from our last tool, the price comparison tool. We're going to take the output of that tool and we're going to use that as the input for this program. So in the last video, when I was doing car parts and cars, this time I'm going to be switching back to the UPCs. And one reason I want to switch back to UPCs, I'll show you all this. But okay, use UPC instead of keywords. Okay, so if you saw in the last video, I typed in as my keywords, I said I was looking for S2000 seats, but one of the results was seats for 2000s something, Ford something or other. So just because you might have extremely specific keywords does not mean you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Not only that, but when you try to really specify stuff by keywords, there's going to be a lot of people who posted for sale what it is that you're looking for, but did not use the keywords that you chose to use. So what I usually like to do, that's why I like to use the UPC. But anyway, so what would happen is, we're gonna see. I added another request to this as well. We're not just sending a request for completed stuff, but we're also going to send a request for stuff that's active. And the reason why we want to send a request for completed as well as active is because we're gonna send a request for a specific UPC under certain criteria, and we're gonna get a number of results, of active results as well as sold results as well as unsold results. And we want to use those three numbers together to give us an idea of what supply and demand sort of looks like. And the reason why it's a little bit tougher to do that when you're using keywords is because, again, where I thought I was getting S2000 seats, if I look at the stuff that's sold for S2000 seats, I'll get probably pretty relevant stuff. I'll probably get the stuff that is what I'm looking for. But if I look up active results with those same keywords, there's going to be a whole heck of a lot more stuff, because a lot of the stuff is not being bought because of the fact that of the flim-flam of the keywords. So if you use a sort of universal identifier like the UPC, you can help remedy that problem. So as always, go ahead and copy everything down for the most part as you see it. It will also be available on the GitHub once we finish working on it, which might be in this video or maybe the next one if this one starts to take too long. So I guess I should stop talking so much. So we got our date time format. Start from days is 120 days. That's the maximum number of days that you can go back for specifying the range that we want to search. Then we've got DF is short for data frame. I think that's sort of like protocol for using pandas, sort of. But you can name it whatever you want. So I got DF equals PD dot read underscore CSV. If you don't have pandas, just pip install pandas, PANDAS. And yeah, so we're gonna read the CSV that we already made. So what I did was I ran over to my other folder, my price comparison tool, and then I went to the results and I copied that's from the last video of our price comparison tool, and then I shot on over to the one that we're working on now, which is get the sales history of any product. And then I made another folder for my collected results, and then I put it in a folder called price comparison tool. And inside of there, I this is where I pasted it at. So this is index.csv. This is the output from the price comparison tool. Get eBay sales history. This is going to get automatically generated when we run the program. Same thing with our continue folder. And then support files, I believe we already went through all of that. And if I didn't say so, I moved my upcx.txt into support files, but I don't even think we're using it in this whole thing. I don't know. So, okay, what's next? Alright, so same as last time. I got my app ID. You don't need to use that. You just need to use yours, that's what yours is going to be. You put your app ID in there. Just kind of going over some stuff, going through it again. API, okay. Alright, now we did this in the last video too. If it is not true that the path exists, which is this is going to be my output path for my results. If not os.path exists, then I want to create that path. So that's these two lines right there. And then right underneath it, we're going to do the same thing for the continue folder. And like I said, we're not gonna save a bunch of files in the continue folder this time. We're going to save one file, and in that one file, we're going to add a list line by line of all the scrapes that have been completed. Next, now we've got our list of column names. So again, go ahead and copy this down. List underscore column names. So the first one is actually going to be UPCX. So let me change that. Then we're going to do all the stuff from the last CSV, which is title Home Depot, title Walmart, title eBay, price Home Depot, price Walmart, price eBay. Then this is cheapest, which is whatever. We'll see it. Then percent cheapest, dollar cheapest, condition display name is going to be a new one. Listing type, category ID, and so on and so forth, all the way on down the line. So those are the columns that we're going to be populating throughout this program. Moving on down, and again, if it is not true that this file already exists, so this one is os.path.isFile. The last one was os.path.exists. Exists is for directories, isFile is for files. So again, go ahead and copy all that out, and then I'll just move on down this way so you can see the end of that line. Okay, moving on. Alright, now I'm iterating through my data frame. My data frame is, let me see here. We said collected results, then this one. So this is my input. And what I'm doing is I'm using my UPC as my keywords. That's what I'm going to use to search it. And then this is pertinent data that goes with each of these products, which again we got from the last video, from the last set of videos, which was our price comparison tool. If you haven't seen that video, please watch it. It's an excellent, well, I think it's excellent, and not just that, but you're going to be able to follow along better, and you're going to be able to put the two tools together, which is the best part of all of it, not just to use them one by one. So anyway, so this is my CSV. It's only got 100 items in it, so we're just going to be doing a scrape of each of those 100 items. So for row number in range of the length of data frame, which we already know the length of my data frame is going to be the number of rows, so that's going to be 100 rows. So my progress tracker is, I got a name for it this time. Last time I called it my continue folder or my continue file or whatever I call it. I guess I didn't really have a name for it to communicate it with other people, but we're going to call it the file underscore progress tracker, and that's going to be a list comprehension where it's i.strip for I and open, and then file name underscore progress tracker dot read lines, and that's going to give me a list with removing all the extra white spaces, the new lines and whatnot. So row data is going to be df.iloc. iloc, I don't know exactly what it stands for, but my guess is integer location, meaning you can search the data frame by whatever row number you want. You do df.iloc, and then in list brackets, whatever you call it, you put the number in of the row that you want to jump to. So we're just going to go in number order from 0 all the way on up. So now columns from my data frame. So we got UPCX, then we got UPC, which is just taking the X out of UPCX. They're both the exact same thing. We got title underscore HD. Okay, so row data dot. If you want to access a column within your pandas data frame, all you do is say row or row data or whatever you called your row, and then dot, and then the name of the column. You can also do if your column has spaces in it, like if you instead of me naming it, what was one? Sorry, as you can see, I'm kind of trying to go fast a little bit, just so I can reduce the time, I guess. So instead of dollars underscore cheapest, if I would have instead named it dollars space cheapest, what did I do last? Okay, let me go back up. Row data dot. Okay, so if I would have, what, I got it on here. So if I would have named it dollar space cheapest, obviously I can't do it like that. There'd be an error. So what I would do instead is I would put the square brackets and then do that like that, and it's the same another way to access the same column, but I'm gonna do it by the way that I got it to keep it consistent. Okay, so we got UPCX, UPC, title, price, cheapest going on. Okay, I just want to give myself an idea of the progress visually as I go. So the first thing we're going to do is print out the UPC so we know what it is, and then we're going to print out the title, just the Home Depot title, just to give myself an idea of what I'm looking at. I don't have to print all three titles or any of them really. I just want to give myself an idea of what I'm looking at. And actually, I'm going to run this so it can go while we're doing the while we're going over everything. So this is what it looks like as it goes. And the first, just something I wanted to show you is we're going to hit cancel on that, and then we saw that it stopped after evaluating row number 7. I'm not sure whether or not it completed row number 7, but the goal here is to once it completes an evaluation, to write it down so that I know not to evaluate that UPC again. So if I hit F5, it should start from either 7 or 8, depending on whether or not it completed that iteration. So, row 0. Oh, you know what? That's why. Because I undid the thing that I was doing, so I'm glad that I did that. Here. So I'm going to undo that. Okay, so it started at number 7 like it was supposed to, as you saw. So anyway, okay. And I'm going to just let that run. As you can see, it's going pretty quick, so it'll be done. So, okay. We got our titles and everything. Now, I moved our input values down lower. The input values that go inside the loop should be the values that are going to alternate or change as the loop, or as each iteration changes the details. So if I'm looking for a specific percentage of a price, if I got Miss Muffet's Revenge that, for sale for $10 at Walmart, and I want to see what's the sales history for that on eBay, but with a price hike, so I can get an idea of whether or not I can also dropship this item, then that would be why I would do that. You would just multiply that. So maximum, I think I might have did that wrong now that I think. We'll take a look at that in a moment. So, okay. So I have my keywords equal to UPC. I commented out my category ID. We're not going to be inputting a category number. So I'm actually just going to get rid of that. I just left it there to show you. Then value underscore sold items only is going to be false. We're going to set that to false because we want to be able to compare stuff that's sold with stuff that's not sold with stuff that's actively for sale. So we got fixed price, seller info. We're going to do value condition is going to be new. Car parts, we were looking at old. Since we're looking at UPC, since we're looking at Walmart, Home Depot, etc., we're going to be looking for new stuff, at least for the type of things that I want to sell. This is going to be the same as it was in the previous however many videos, along with value located in, which is US. Okay, so value price maximum, or do I want a minimum? I don't want it to be any cheaper than, so I should change that to price min. Alright. Okay, price min. So we gotta change that. Alright. So price min is, I'm gonna do by Home Depot price. So this is probably gonna change all the results that I'm getting right now. So I might as well just stop this. Oh, it's already done anyway. Okay, so we'll take a look at the results and see the difference in between them or something. I don't know. But so this should be, I want my minimum price to be whatever the price is on Home Depot plus the additional the wiggle room, so I can make profit, I guess I'll call it. So I did Home Depot price plus whatever it would be if I added 30% of that price. So if it's $10 and 30% of 10 is $3, so then I don't want anything any less than $13, because I want to get the results of stuff that I can actually make a profit off of. I don't want to just get a bunch of numbers for a bunch of sales. I want, because if it's flying off the shelves, but it costs me $10 at Walmart, but it costs, they're selling it for $8 on eBay, obviously I'm not going to choose that as an item that I want to drop ship. So we're going to price min, and I got to change several other things because of that. So we're going to do the same thing with the price for Walmart, and this is just saying if the price that I got on Home Depot is 0 for whatever reason, which I believe we saw in the last set of videos, the price comparison tool. If the price is 0, then we're going to check and see if the price of Walmart is also 0. If the price of Walmart is also 0, then we're going to go ahead and continue to the next iteration. We're going to skip this UPC because it's not one that we're going to want to do. It's not available on Home Depot. Oh my goodness, this thing on TV, freedom from religion. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's a sore subject, so let's not talk about that. But anyway, okay, so if it's also not available on Walmart, we're going to continue to the next iteration. But if it is available on Walmart and it does have a price, then we're going to switch that. So that's what we got right there. Okay, now this is our completed request. This is the same, I believe, request that we sent in the previous video, except for maybe some different changes. All kind of stuff. Okay, so we want to change this to min price. Okay, alright, and then we're going to, I think that's it, min price. Okay, because if I say max price here and then I've got my min price here, it's going to actually say, oh, I don't want anything more than $13, so it'll give me all the $2 stuff. So if that's what there are, so that should be what I have in my output that just ran. We'll explore that either in this video or the next one, because I'm already at, are you freaking kidding me, 17 minutes? I thought it was at like 8 minutes right now. Oh well, whatever. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. So I guess I'm probably not going to finish going through this in this video. I'm going to stop this after this one, just to keep the videos short. So again, this is our completed request. So I still got my page number set to 1 because I'm not going to be iterating through pages for the sake of this project. I don't need to iterate through all the different products, but rather all the different listings for a UPC, but rather all the different UPCs is what I need to iterate through. So we got keywords, page number, output selector, which is for our sellers. I said I'm getting rid of category ID, but I'm going to leave that there, so when you guys get the code, that you can also, if you decide that you want to use that, you can just uncomment it, I guess. So condition we set as new, sold items only as false, listing type, whatever, so on and so forth. Start time from, end time to, located in. Okay, so also the name of this dictionary now is DCT_completed request, because I'm doing my active one right underneath us. So anytime I'm going to reference the data that I get back from my completed request, I'm gonna use this specific one. So that means I'm gonna also have response_completed items, and then right here that means you put DCT underscore completed request there also. So that's going to be the end of this video. Well, I'll just show you, I guess, active real quick, and then we'll look at the next stuff. So the active request is the same, except where in the last one all we did was put find completed items. This time we're going to put find items advanced. So we still got the same keywords. Again, the dictionary is named DCT underscore active request, so we can differentiate between completed and active. Pagination input, output selector, condition, listing type, min price located in. Okay, now there is no start time from and end time to in an active request. I think I don't see why there would be. So I removed that from the second request, and I think that was the only one. Oh yeah, there's no sold items only field for that one, I suppose, because obviously I'm looking actively for sale stuff. So we send the request for that, and then we're going to get our results. So thanks for checking out this video. I can't believe this has seriously been like 20 minutes. That's insane. Unless I'm tripping. But please, wow. So give me a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe and all that other good stuff. Leave some comments, leave some suggestions, leave me some encouragement if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't say anything. Just let me know how I can improve, rather. And I hope to see you in the next one, where we're going to continue to take a look at our results, the wrong results as well as the correct results, and then we'll go from there. Thanks a lot.